Joey G, what is going on?
Bachelor life right now.
Yes.
It's been busy, but it's been fun.
Okay, so since the last time I've seen you, it's probably been a whirlwind. Just give me, in a nutshell, what it's been like, even just the episodes airing.
Yeah, it's been reliving it all, right? Like each week, there's things that come out. You get to rewatch what the experience was, and I've enjoyed it. It's been great so far. It seems like there's been a lot of great feedback, and I've just been trying to take each day as much as I could, and you know, enjoy this whole thing.
A lot of surprises. Probably the one that surprised me the most is Jesse's French.
Mm-hmm.
He came through.
He's got it. Yeah,
Yes.
Montreal is like his second home, as he says. He spent a lot of time there, especially when he was on the Giants, I think, and he loves that area. It's where he's from, so I didn't know he had it in him until I heard it too, but he's got it.
Made you do a double take, right?
Yeah, I know. I was like, it
Did you pick up any words?
No. Nothing stuck in French. I wish I did, because it's a beautiful language, but it has this, like, I don't know, phonetically it's hard for me to say it, not my strength.
Very much so.
Yeah.
And we're starting to see, I mean, the stakes are getting higher as the numbers go down. We're starting to see a more vulnerable side of you. Is it weird to see it play back, or again, are you reliving it?
I think it's always tough to see yourself be vulnerable, especially on TV, and to like relive it, but it's true, right? I think what's most important during this was I tried to be honest. I tried to have those conversations, even when it was with the camera, about the difficulties. And it's not a role that's supposed to be easy. You're put in very difficult situations. You're given a lot of emotion. You have to be expressing as much emotion as you possibly can. It's a lot to hold. It's a lot to bear. And I think that it just showed this past week in Montreal how it was starting to, carry its weight. And it was time to kind of shed it a little bit. And I'm glad that I did.
Do you feel like some of the women brought it out of you? Because sometimes you don't know going into it how you're going to react in a certain situation, especially this situation, right?
Yeah.
No one plans you for dating 25 women at the same time. But do you think that some of the women brought out some issues that maybe you didn't even realize were within you? Yeah,
I think as they are vulnerable, I'm being vulnerable too. And I think that's what they brought out is with them sharing parts of their past, things that they were insecure about. It's natural for me to have that same feeling. And yeah, they definitely brought it out of me.
You also talk about just having your feelings reciprocated because it is vulnerable to put yourself out there and express how you feel about someone only to not get it back.
Yeah.
Even in this process, though, you still kind of have those feelings?
Yeah, I think that it's just me trying to be honest. As much as I can be in this role and say I'm the Bachelor, of course they'll choose me. It's not realistic because it's a big decision for them too. It's a process where you have to look within and see if you can see this being your forever person and someone that you want to spend the rest of your life with. It's a big ask. So I think my insecurities heightened it, but I think it's also natural to question, are they really going to choose me at the end of this? Especially is the person that I want to be the right person going to choose me at the end of this? It's a lot of pressure. It's something that you feel through it.
A lot of pressure, even as the viewer, when we hear headlines like unprecedented season finale, that's a lot of pressure.
Yeah.
Everything's on the table. Anything can happen. We will talk about that, but first I want to talk about Maria. The chemistry is through the roof. Tell me a little bit more about what you like about her and what stood out.
Yeah, I think Maria was just one of a kind. That's how I always describe it. She is her own person. She does things unapologetically. I think that it was just a little different with her, and we always had fun. So with Maria, what you're feeling through the screen is just us enjoying the time, trying to make the most of it. She always says she doesn't like to take things too seriously, and I think you can feel that.
Yeah, some people say she's a strong front runner.
Well, I guess we're going to have to wait and find out.
What? You're still hitting me with those teasers?
Of course I am. I can't say anything.
I thought we build rapport.
We have, but I can't say it right now. I have to hold that to my chest as long as possible.
But we like her.
Yes,
we like
Maria's great. Anyone at these last 6 women that are left right now, I can't say anything but great things about them. They're here for a reason. They're all people that I've had one-on-ones with, I've created a connection with. So at this point, it's really not a matter of who's great. It's who's great for me.
Got you. I thought we were a little closer than
we
that.
We are, Mo. Don't
worry.
But
okay. Just next time, blink twice or something.
Yeah, I'm not doing any blinking now. You're going to see me here the entire time.
I'm putting you on the spot. Okay, but speaking of people who are no longer here, those are the women that are here, but the women that are no longer here is, one of the women is Lexi. Were you surprised about her reaction to your timeline about engagement, marriage, kids, etc.?
Yeah, I wasn't surprised. I think what you felt was more, I thought we would have more time. She wasn't someone I was looking to send home that week. I thought that conversation was the start of a bigger conversation. But I was trying as much as I could be in that situation to be honest about what I pictured. it is a fast process through this. You get engaged quicker than you normally would in a lot of ways. So I always did picture a long engagement. And I've always had in my mind that kids would be more down the road after we got married. So it was me trying to be as honest as possible, and I totally respected her timeline. But yeah, I think if you felt any shock, it was that I thought there would be more conversations, but she was true to herself, and she deserves nothing but the best. So I just supported her and understood why she brought it to me.
Yeah, these are real life conversations. I mean, heavy conversations, but necessary as well.
Of course.
We're getting into the hometown episodes. Are you excited?
Yeah, I think that's always a really cool part of this, because it's one thing for these women to be able to share their own stories, but to share their family with the world, like, it's special for them. I remember how it was on the other side. So I'm excited for them to get that opportunity. I'm excited for America to see the 4 women that I have that connection with, and it's always a fun episode to watch.
Definitely. Even just from your experience doing on the other side with the hometown episodes, what's usually the thing that sticks out that is most memorable?
I think from the other side, it's seeing how your family's going to be on camera, because it's so different.
You're like, everyone behave.
Yeah, or they just, like, you can feel them feeling the camera when they're there. It's just different, and you get a real insight to who the person is, because you're always more comfortable around your family. You have so much to share with them from the experience. So I think it's just really one of the times that you get to see these women start to let their walls down even a little bit more. It's hard not to when you're around family.
Definitely. Do you think that it's going to be a big factor in your decision, the outcome of the hometown
Yeah,
episodes?
I think hometown episodes for me, when I was going through that process, I just try to pay attention to, could I see myself being a part of this family? I think that's what the whole purpose is. Can you actually see yourself being a part of it? Because if an engagement's going to be the ending, if it's something I'm looking for, I would want to feel like I could be a part of their family as much as they could be a part of mine.
Definitely. And how important is family to you?
Family means the world. I wouldn't be the man I am today without my family. And I think a lot of the women would say the same thing about theirs. And I think to be able to see them in that dynamic says a lot about who they are. And I don't know, it's made me who I am, so I love it.
Very much so. This is difficult, right? It's difficult to process. Who do you go to for advice when you are just beating your head against the wall, can't figure out which direction to go?
Yeah, I'm lucky that there's some people from the show that were there through the process that understand everything, and I can always kind of lean on them. I have my family, I have my sisters, I have my dad, I have my mom, I have people that I can talk to about when things are tougher. And yeah, it's good to feel like you have a support system, and I'm lucky that I do.
Oh, that's very important. So I told you I'd bring it back, the unprecedented season finale. There are some theories. Again, just
What's
blink
your theory?
twice.
What's your theory?
I don't know. I'm gonna just throw out that I think my theories are the same as the fan theories, so I'm gonna throw out some options.
Okay.
Feel free to blink twice.
I'm just gonna be stone cold.
Yeah, exactly.
Face, right? There's gonna
you
be
can
no
have
reaction.
let your eyebrow twitch or something, but some people say that you are not going to choose anyone.
Okay. That's
You're
my
giving me
reaction.
nothing.
I said,
Okay. Another theory is that you may get left, and that the person you propose to is like, no, thank you.
That's a theory.
That's a theory. And the third theory, the one that I actually am leaning towards. You ready for this one?
I'm ready.
You're going to have a change of heart and call up option number 2, the person that you don't propose to.
That's a theory.
That's
It's a theory.
That's
That's
a
all I
solid
can
theory,
say.
right?
That's a solid theory.
Okay.
All I can say is from what I am told, it hasn't happened before. And I think that people are just going to have to tune into that finale to figure out what that means. But it's fun to hear the theories. It's fun to hear where people think and where it's going to go. But yeah, it was an emotional day, and I think people will understand why once they actually see it.
There's one more theory, but I think I'm on the dark side of the internet, which
Let's hear
is
it.
you already have a wife and kids, and
Oh, and that's a dark theory. I can let you know I don't have a wife and kids, so we can squash that
okay.
theory.
So option number 4 is off the table.
Option number 4 is not true. We can squash that today.
Awesome. All right, the tell-all. Are you ready?
The tell-all. It's going to be my first one. I've never been on The Bachelorette. Obviously, it's my first one as The Bachelor, and yeah, it's going to be interesting. I think the cool part of that is it lets women who feel like they have more things to say, it gives them the floor to do it. And that's what the most important thing is. So I will be there to support, to answer questions where I need to. Am I excited for it? Probably not, but it's going to be what it is, and I'm going to be there for it.
So do you think it's going to feel like one big roast session?
I don't know. I really don't. I think that it is on the women on how they're feeling and what they want to share. But hopefully they're all nice to me.
Aww. Well, I will say, and I told you this earlier too, that a lot of people are even having trouble figuring out who it is that you're going to end up picking because you're so nice to everyone.
I try my best. So they're going to find out what's going to happen here soon, but it's nice to hear people say those kind of things about me.
Okay, fifth fan theory. Me,
Okay.
I'm the fan.
Here it is.
You're going to bring out a savage side, and that's the unprecedented
Just
part.
flip right now. Maybe?
The most
I think I can squash
opposite
that theory too, but we'll see.
Any regrets?
No regrets. Nothing that I look back on that I'm mad about. I think, as I said through a lot of it, I just went with my gut. I went off connections. I went with my gut. If I saw something that it could have made a difference, maybe I'd have regrets, but I haven't felt that, at least to date so far.
Any cringe moments?
I mean, I say a lot of the same things. I've heard the joke enough. I say I love that every other sentence, so I need new words. I need more vocabulary, but that's the only cringe thing I can think of so far.
Oh my gosh, I say that too. So.
Yeah, you have a consistent thing that you say, and I'm like, man, I say I love that way too much.
Well, maybe you do love that.
I do love it, but
Yeah.
I could probably use a different word. Maybe I like that every now
You
and
could say
then.
yes.
Yeah. I don't know if I can pull that one off. You pulled
Okay.
it off well, though.
I mean,
Yeah.
it's an alternative. What was easier, having to go on the group dates or Cirque du Soleil?
Group date was definitely easier. I did not know I had that much issue with dizziness. That wasn't something like, I don't get car sick. I've been on roller coasters, but
Yeah.
that was a new thing that I've never had the ability to feel before, and it got me. So it was fun. It actually was, but you could see on that episode that I was struggling.
So you've been on those teacup rides
Yeah.
and you had no problem?
No, nothing too bad. That was a different level. I think if you could see the full footage, like, I was spinning. It was a long time. The only thing I could compare it to is like when you were a kid and they put you on one of those spinny chairs,
Yep.
and they go until you like can't deal with it anymore.
Yeah.
But then it keeps going. It doesn't stop. It was, I think the lady that was there that was helping us said that she, for the first couple of times in training, like wouldn't eat before because it was so hard on her. Like, you have to build
Yeah.
the tolerance for it.
I can only imagine. I mean, I'm someone who gets car sick. Like, even if I walk too fast, I get motion sick.
You would've
So,
struggled. You
yeah,
would've struggled
I know
on
my
that one.
limitations very well.
Yeah.
Hence why I asked the teacup question.
Yeah, no,
but
I
you're
can do
saying
the
you're
teacup.
good. You had no history of dizziness.
No, that was the first time I got that hit by it.
Okay. Do they check you out beforehand? to make
Yeah,
sure
I
you're
think
good?
someone made a little check to make sure I was okay. I survived it. I was good. It's
You're
just,
good.
you got to see me experience dizziness on TV and get a little goofy, I guess.